It's 2 a.m. The house is completely silent. And then you feel it. Your dog is pacing, back and forth. Or maybe they're just staring at you, wide awake, watching. You haven't moved. Nothing made a sound. So why is your dog acting like something is happening? This isn't random. It isn't your dog being strange. Every single thing your dog does at night has a reason behind it. And once you understand what's actually going on in their mind, you'll never look at their nighttime behavior the same way again. To understand your dog at night, you first have to understand that they don't experience darkness the way you do. You go to sleep, and your world essentially shuts off. Your dog's world doesn't. Dogs are crepuscular by nature, meaning they're naturally wired to be most alert during low-light hours, at dusk and dawn. Their ancestors weren't 9-to-5 animals. They hunted, guarded, and survived in cycles that didn't follow a human schedule. On top of that, dogs sleep very differently than we do. They cycle in and out of light sleep far more frequently. Where a human might fall into a deep sleep for hours, your dog is moving in and out of consciousness throughout the night, ready to respond at a moment's notice. That's not insomnia. That's instinct. Reason number 1, their senses stay on alert. While you're completely unconscious, your dog's ears are still working. Dogs can hear frequencies up to 4 times higher than humans. A car turning onto your street 3 blocks away. A raccoon moving through the backyard. A neighbor's television through a shared wall. These are sounds you would never register, but your dog catches every single one. And it's not just sound. Their sense of smell is active around the clock. A shift in the air, an unfamiliar scent drifting in through a window crack. Your dog is processing all of it while you sleep. So when they lift their heads suddenly in the middle of the night, they aren't imagining things. They heard or smelled something real. Something you simply can't detect. Reason number 2, pack protection instinct. Here's something most dog owners don't fully appreciate. Your dog considers themselves responsible for you. In a pack, not everyone sleeps at the same time. There's always someone staying alert, watching the perimeter, guarding the group during the most vulnerable hours. Your dog has inherited that role, and in their mind, your family is their pack. So when you're asleep, your dog isn't just resting. They're on duty. That pacing near the door, that positioning at the foot of the bed, that sudden alert to a noise outside, that's your dog taking their job seriously. They're not being anxious or restless for no reason. They're guarding you. And to them, that responsibility doesn't stop just because the lights are off. Reason number 3, nighttime anxiety. Not all nighttime behavior comes from confidence. For some dogs, the dark and quiet of night actually creates unease. During the day, there's stimulation everywhere. Sounds, movement, interaction. At night, that all disappears. And for dogs who are already prone to anxiety, that sudden silence can feel disorienting. There's nothing to focus on, nothing familiar to ground them. This is especially common in dogs who've experienced changes, a new home, a new schedule, a family member who's been away. The night removes all the daytime distractions, and whatever emotional weight your dog is carrying has nowhere to hide. The pacing, the whining, the inability to settle, that's anxiety looking for an outlet. It's not misbehavior. It's a dog telling you, as clearly as they can, that something doesn't feel right. Reason number 4, dreaming and sudden movements. You've probably seen it. Your dog is completely still, deeply asleep, and then their legs start moving. A soft whimper, a little bark under their breath, their eyes flickering beneath closed lids. Your dog is dreaming. Dogs enter REM sleep just like humans do, and during that stage, their brains are highly active. They're replaying experiences, a walk from earlier, a game of fetch, something they chase in the yard. Their bodies sometimes respond physically to what's happening in the dream. Most of the time, this is completely harmless. But sometimes a dog will startle themselves awake mid-dream and take a moment to reorient. That's why you might suddenly find them standing, looking confused at 3 in the morning. They weren't woken up by something outside. They woke themselves up from the inside. Reason number 5, energy buildup. If your dog didn't get enough physical or mental stimulation during the day, nighttime becomes a release valve. Dogs need to burn energy. When that energy doesn't get used, no long walk, No play session, no real mental engagement. It doesn't disappear. It just waits. And when the house gets quiet and the stimulation drops to zero, that stored energy starts looking for somewhere to go. The result is a dog who can't settle, who circles the room, who nudges you awake or grabs a toy at midnight. They're not being difficult. They're understimulated. The fix isn't complicated. More activity during the day leads to more rest at night. But it's something a lot of owners overlook, especially on busy days when a walk gets cut short. Reason number 6, temperature and comfort seeking. Dogs are more sensitive to temperature than most people realize. And unlike you, they can't adjust a blanket or change the thermostat. So they move. They'll shift from their bed to the cool tile floor if they're too warm. They'll press against you for warmth if they're too cold. They'll try different corners of the room, different positions, different spots on the couch, searching for the combination of surface and temperature that actually feels good. This is also why some dogs end up sleeping right against you or on top of you. By morning, even if they start the night somewhere else entirely, it's not just affection, it's comfort seeking. They found the warmest, softest, most secure spot available, and that happened to be you. Reason number 7, following your night movements. Here's one most people don't think about. Your dog notices every time you move. You roll over, their eyes open. You get up for water. They're already watching from the doorway. You adjust your pillow. They lift their head. This is deeply ingrained pack behavior. In the wild, when one member of the group moved at night, others needed to know about it. Was there a threat? Was the group relocating? Your dog still runs that same instinct. When you shift position or briefly leave the room, your dog registers it as a potential event, and they check in. Most of the time, they'll settle back down quickly once they confirm you're fine. But for more attentive dogs, or those with separation sensitivity, even small nighttime movements from you can trigger repeated wake-ups throughout the night. Everything we've talked about so far is normal, but there are times when nighttime behavior crosses into something that needs attention. Watch for patterns that feel different. Excessive panting with no obvious cause. Waking repeatedly in distress rather than simple alertness. Whimpering that doesn't stop. Confusion. Your dog seeming disoriented or unable to recognize familiar surroundings. Sudden changes in behavior from a dog who previously slept well. These can point to pain that's more noticeable when there are no distractions. They can indicate cognitive changes in older dogs. They can be signs of underlying anxiety that's building rather than passing. If the behavior is new, persistent, and accompanied by other symptoms, that's your signal to talk to a vet. Your dog communicates through behavior, nighttime included. Don't dismiss what they're trying to tell you. The good news is that most nighttime restlessness is manageable with few consistent changes. Give your dog a real outlet before bed. A proper evening walk or play session does more for nighttime rest than almost anything else. Burn the energy while there's still daylight. Create a consistent pre-sleep routine. Dogs thrive on predictability. The same sequence of events each night, walk, meal, wind down, sleep spot, signals to their brain that it's time to rest. Make their sleep environment intentional. A comfortable, dedicated space with familiar scent, away from drafts or temperature extremes, gives them somewhere to truly settle. Some dogs also respond well to a white noise machine or a calming background sound that softens the silence they find unsettling. And if your dog's anxiety runs deeper, consider speaking to your vet about behavioral approaches or calming support. There's no reason to just accept a dog who can never fully relax at night. Your dog isn't being weird at night. They're being exactly what they were built to be. They're listening when you can't hear anything. They're watching when you can't see anything. They're staying alert, so you don't have to. Every pace, every glance. Every time they reposition themselves to face the door, that's thousands of years of instinct playing out in your bedroom. They're not restless. They're present. They're not bothering you. They're protecting you. The next time you wake up at 2 a.m. and find your dog wide awake, watching over the room, you don't have to wonder anymore. You already know what they're doing. They're doing what they've always done, taking care of their person, even in the dark, even while you sleep.